Hi guys. So one of the things that I've noticed from having conversations with a bunch of you is that you're jumping right into taking the questions and trying to pass the sections of Study Island without looking at either the lessons or trying to play the games. So, those things are going to help you practice before you actually try to get a score on the Study Island. So I want to show you how to get to those because some of you didn't even realize that those things existed. So here we go. We're in the class, so you click on Dreisbach and whatever period you are, the student whose account I chose is period 1. So here we have our assignments, and so when you go into literary elements, that's the first one. A lot of you have simply clicked on theme here and started actually just taking the questions. But we want to cancel that, and I want to show you where the lesson is, because this is where you're going to get some extra help. We're trying to tie the Study Island topics in with things that we are trying to do with classes, but you still may need some extra one-on-one help, and so the lessons provided within Study Island are really here to help you. So now I'm going to click on the word lesson. Notice a new box appears. I moved it down so you could see it a little bit better. It starts off with the topic at the top, and then in a colored box, the color will change depending on the topic. It's going to have a bit of a definition and an explanation. Now you can resize this and make it bigger to give yourself a little bit more room if you want. That's totally up to you. But when we're talking about theme, here's the definition. The theme is the most important message in a story. The theme will say something about life or human nature. Sometimes the theme is a moral or a short lesson about life. Because the theme is a message, it must be expressed in a complete sentence. Sometimes the author does not tell you the theme. Instead, you have to figure it out from the text. So that right there is a little bit of an explanation as well as the definition. Then they go on to give you some common themes found in literature. Now, obviously, other topics won't have common themes, but they'll try to put something in there to help you out. So, some common themes are man is his own worst enemy, good is stronger than evil, a person grows by facing obstacles, treat others the way you want to be treated. Obviously, we don't all talk like that, but you can get that those are some common things if you think about stories you've read or movies you've watched. So let's take a look at what else they offer. They give you an example. They give you a text, usually also a little picture that's kind of cute to go along with the text. So they give an example, and then they follow it with a question, but they give you what the particular answer would be to try to help you out with that. So here, one afternoon a fox was walking through the forest. The fox saw a bunch of grapes hanging from over a branch. Just the thing I need when I'm thirsty, the fox thought. Taking a few steps back, the fox jumped and just missed the hanging grapes. Again, the fox took a few steps back and tried to reach the grapes, but still failed. Finally, giving up, the fox said, "They're probably sour anyway." Then the fox walked away. So the question they offer here is similar to what you would see in things like the PSSAs or within the section here. They're going to give you usually something that's a bit longer than this, but again, this is practice. A little passage to read or a story, and then they're going to ask you which of the following best describes a theme from the passage. A. It is easy to dislike what you cannot have. B. It is easy to find food for tall animals. C. Many animals like to eat fruits. D. A fox always knows when grapes are sour. Then they offer the explanation. In the above story, the fox is trying to eat the grapes, but he or she cannot reach them. When the fox fails after trying, he or she says the grapes must be sour. One theme or message of the passage is, it is easy to dislike what you cannot have. So we should see that that's the one that makes the most sense for the passage that we read. They offer some tips here for identifying theme, but again, it'll be for whatever the topic is. They're going to give you a few little tips like look closely at the title. Sometimes you'll find a clue about the theme. Look for ideas that are repeated more than once. Look for a lesson the character learns. Think about what happens in the story and how it can apply to life. For example, if the main character must survive an approaching tornado, the theme may be nature is at war with mankind. Then, now this is good. It's a nice resource. They offer a lesson, and it's in the form of a really cheesy video, but you might find it helpful if you watch it all the way through. I'm not sure my computer is set up to hear you hearing this while I'm recording, but you get the gist. It's kind of cheesy, but here they give you just less than 4 minutes, but a little video that tries to play things out. We're not going to watch through the whole thing, but I do encourage you to watch them as you try the various topics. Then at the very bottom, they give you some practice. So Bobby was always afraid of visiting the doctor. One day, in the middle of school, he felt like he was coming down with something. He was afraid to tell the teacher because he knew that she would send him to the nurse, and the nurse would tell his mom. His mom always made him go to the doctor. Bobby was really scared, but he also knew that he didn't feel good at all. He knew he had a fever, and his stomach hurt badly. Finally, Bobby had enough. He took a deep breath and headed for the teacher's desk. So then, the question, similar to the one that we saw before, is which choice best summarizes the theme of the passage. Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do. Being sick is no fun. Only cowards are scared, or students who leave school for being sick need a note. While some of these things may be true, we want to choose the one that we think works the most. So he took a deep breath and headed for the teacher's desk. We know he didn't like going to the doctor, so we're going to choose sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do. And we get to find out right then and there, we got this one correct. And that is how you use the different lessons. Now, notice that some of these also have a little, I don't know what to call this, 2 arrows and 2 sheets of paper, and they give you flashcards. So that's another tool that you'll be able to use in preparation for actually trying to understand the terms. So we'll say 10 flashcards, and we'll do interactive flashcards, because then they'll appear right on the screen. After hiking all day, we should stop and get something to eat. And I switched topics. That's also character. We're in characters here. This sentence is an example of motivation or a trait. What do you think? Let's flip. Motivation. Hiking all day gives the characters motivation to stop and eat. Then we click next. So this one's point of view. Flip. The way in which a story is revealed can affect how the audience views certain characters, and it can affect how facts are shown in the audience. Flip it back and forth. So there are options like that in here as well. Take the time to go into these different things. Notice you can also click Start Studying, and then there's Game Mode. I have to flip that, but you'll see I'm going to turn Game Mode on so you can practice with that before you actually take your questions. If you really want to, you can have some printable worksheets, and you'll have something on here that you can really try beforehand as well. You can simply print it out, you can hide it as multiple choice, or you can open it in Microsoft Word, or you could theoretically just look through here to begin with and read it on here. But that's really up to you. I just want to remind you, though, to take advantage of all these different options that are here to help you out before you actually jump into practice mode. Once you start practice mode, that is where you're going to have your score start building. So practice first by going through the lessons, any flashcards that are offered, and then you'll be able to go into the topics and hopefully you'll pass the first time. But if you don't, please, please, please use 9th period, use your study hall to come and talk to your teacher so that way we can help you try to understand the concepts better. Also, if you know you don't do well in a section or if you accidentally click out of it too early, come and see us. We'll reset it for you. Okay? Thanks so much.